Hello, friends, and welcome into Miami Dolphins Today. I am Tom Downey here with some breaking news around the Dolphins as they have extended linebacker Jerome Baker. Plenty of speculation around players like Xavier Howard, and just days after Jerome Baker himself said the two sides haven't really talked about anything. Well, if that was true, the deal got done very quickly then, as Baker and the Dolphins have agreed to a 3-year, $39 million extension. This contract carries $28.4 million guaranteed. And although we don't know the exact details of how it will be structured, wouldn't be surprised if it's fairly cheap early on and then gets more expensive as the life of the contract goes on. You know, like how all contracts end up working out there. So the Dolphins get to keep one of their homegrown talents at linebacker, coming off, I would argue, one of his best seasons ever since being a day 2 pick out of Ohio State. Now, as a reminder here, folks, this is an extension. So it's really a 4-year in total contract, comes out to around 41.6, 42 million over the 4 years, since he had a little over 2 million left on the final year of his rookie contract. The extension is 3 years, 39. The total deal comes out, we'll round and say 4 years, 42. So with all that in mind, grade the Jerome Baker extension for me. How you guys feeling about this one? Get your votes in for me in the comment section. Give it an A, B, C, D, or if you're feeling like a hater, and you can be a hater if you want, it's all good, you can type in F. Get your votes in right now. Now, Jerome Baker through and through is an off-ball linebacker, which we'll spend more time on here later on in the video. Last year, 868 snaps in total. These stats coming to us from our friends, by the way, over at Pro Football Focus. As with most linebackers, most of that coming in coverage, a good amount in run support. He did, however, pass rush a pretty decent amount, somewhere around 15% and some change, a higher figure than most for an off-ball linebacker, but this is not a Khalil Mack style player. Despite the limited pass rush opportunities, Jerome Baker had 7 sacks in 2020, which is a rather high figure for that off-ball linebacker. He's always been around the ball pretty frequently. 112 tackles this past year to go along with 7 tackles for loss, 3 pass breakups, no interceptions. I'd argue I like him better in a blitzing role than a coverage role, but it's not like he's bad in coverage either. In fact, I would argue over Baker's time in the NFL, he's become a better coverage player, which certainly matters a lot in the modern day NFL. Being able to handle coverage responsibilities, can't blitz every time, is important. The completion percentage is high, of course. He's a linebacker. A lot of short passes. The yards are low. That's what matters. Now, in 2019, Baker did have more tackles. Now, I think the majority of those came a little bit further downfield than you want. He chipped in an interception, but the tackle for loss numbers and the sack numbers were substantially lower. I would argue Baker has gotten better over his time in the NFL. It is funny to me, of course, the timing of this extension, given that, again, Baker on Friday had said the two sides haven't really talked about anything but, hey, the common line from a player, I want to be here for life, blah, blah, blah. I always want to have that extension done. You know how it normally goes there. But about 2 days later, whether or not they had talked or not, or if Baker knew his agent and the sides were discussing things, they got the deal done, and it's a big-time move for the Miami Dolphins. Now, if you guys want more Dolphins videos, not only just the news as it happens, but opinion stuff, mailbags, rumors, depth charts, training camp coverage, pretty much everything you could want around the Miami Dolphins, hit that big red button and subscribe today. We here at Chat Sports aim to give you guys the videos that you want and need, and I think we're doing that today with this Jerome Baker one. So if you haven't already, join us, folks. Hit that big red button and subscribe today. It's youtube.com/Dolphins News. Let's look now at the overarching position of linebacker, and I'll spend some time on this one because I'm laying this out in the quote-unquote 3-4 front. Miami just some multiple fronts there. The outside linebackers are edge rushers. That's their role. Emmanuel Ogba, Jalen Phillips, Andrew Van Ginkel, Vince Beagle, Sam McGuavin can kind of do a little bit of both in terms of being more of a run setter, coverage guy, etc. But outside linebackers are the pass rushers. The inside linebackers are your off-ball linebackers. These are not your Khalil Macks. These are more on the lines of your Bobby Wagners. Even though Jerome Baker had 7 sacks, a lot, the sacks are deceptive if you're viewing him as an edge rusher. That's not what he is. He is an inside linebacker. Now, he gets to pair with Bernardic McKinney, the latest inside linebacker addition from Miami, part of the Shaq Lawson trade. And then they took, of course, Jalen Phillips in round 1 to help fill that edge rusher role. But Baker is now set to be the key guy on the inside. That's what this extension is about. This means Miami is committed to Jerome Baker, not just for the short term of this season, but beyond that. $28.4 million guaranteed. He'll be here next year, the year after that. Depending on how it's structured, there might be an out after year 2. You've seen some similar deals with that, with what Miami has done with recent contracts. I would bet it's not a great out after year 2, and that you're probably committed to him at least for 3 years in total. Now, the money, right, the $39 million per year, it's not quite, or $39 million total, the per year, is not quite top 5 highest paid among the off-ball linebackers in the NFL. Bobby Wagner still leads the way, $18 million. A bit of a gap there, $1 million total. C.J. Mosley, $17 million. And then a very large cliff in terms of the off-ball linebackers, so no Khalil Mack, etc. Zach Cunningham, 14.5. Miles Jack and Deion Jones are 14.25. Shaq Thompson also has a little bit more among off-ball linebackers, and then it ends up being Jerome Baker. So top 10 linebacker money. Is Jerome Baker truly a top 10 linebacker in the NFL? I would argue no. But that's okay, because that's not how contracts work. If you're a top 5 guy, you don't get top 5 money. You get top 2 or top 1 money. If you're a top 10 guy, you're getting top 5. If you're a top 15, top 20, you start to approach that top 10 money. Because in 2 years, guess what? Jerome Baker isn't going to be top 10. And with the way the salary cap market is set to explode, he might not be top 10 for very long. He could not even be top 15 for that long. So give me your one-word reaction then to this move. Good, bad, indifferent, happy, sad, angry, pleased, whatever it is. Get your votes in for me in the comments section. I want you guys to use only one word here. Give me your reaction to the move. Yeah, I think you go a lot of different directions here in terms of what you're feeling. I think solid is the word I would use. Yes, it's pricey, another potential one word there, but you're building around a young piece. The Dolphins clearly sold on Jerome Baker. We'll see if he makes it worth their while for the rest of this contract.